Can a tool created for revenge grow to become something more? Something human? The bewitching devil, Trish. Devil May Cry has some of the strongest men in gaming, but it also has some of the most badass women you'll ever find. Women that can dish out pain just as stylishly and seductively as our boys in red and blue. But there is one badass femme fatale that has captured my curiosity, and her name is Trish. A demon whose sole identity revolved around being a tool of revenge, who would later go on to become her own unique person. Trish's story is one that has gone under the radar by even the developers themselves. Although her story was pretty much resolved within the first game, there's still some unanswered questions that I believe are not only necessary to address from a storytelling perspective, but also create an even more fascinating dynamic between two beloved characters. Trish is a demon who was created by Mundus, the Prince of Darkness that ruled over the demon world, with Sparta as his most powerful ally. Until one fateful day, Sparta betrayed him and sealed him away from humanity. 2,000 years have passed since then, and Sparta's twin sons were left to endure the consequences of their heritage. In an attempt to regain control over the human world, Mundus created Trish to look exactly like Eva, to manipulate Dante into helping her. Once Dante opened the portal to the demon world, Trish betrayed him and revealed her true purpose as an agent of revenge. However, Dante not only overpowers her, but also saves her life. The compassion that Dante showed her sparked something new within her, emotions she most likely didn't think were possible for her to feel, or even knew could exist within a demon, going as far as to shed tears after the two of them defeated Mundus together. To both her and Dante's surprise, Trish was more human than they had imagined. But with this new realization, where did the two of them go from here? Dante and Trish have an interesting character dynamic between the two of them that hasn't been developed further within the series. Think about it, Trish is literally the image of Dante's mother, a mother whose death was the catalyst for everything he's done throughout the series. This woman holds incredible significance to Dante's life, and here is someone who is the exact image of her. What does this mean to Dante? But, even more interesting in my opinion, what does this mean to Trish? As far as we know, Trish was created as a fully fledged, adult-looking demon by Mundus. She didn't grow up to be her own person with a unique personality. Instead, she was just created to follow the commands from a godlike demon. The most personality she had available to her was being uncaring, cruel, and rather aggressive. In her first meeting with Dante, she electrocutes him, beats him, impales him, and then throws a motorcycle at him. Damn girl, tell me what you don't like about the guy. She really didn't have much else to offer after the first encounter. She would appear here and there as Dante moved throughout Malay Island, but she never really gave any dialogue that made her personality stick out. And then she goes full-on cruel and uncaring after she ambushes Dante and reveals her origin. These are personality traits that are characteristically associated with being a demon in this series. It makes sense that these traits are what immediately informs us about her personality, considering that she was just a demon. That was the identity given to her when she was created. And on top of that, her entire body is that of someone else's. Remember, Mundus created Trish to resemble Eva to manipulate Dante into helping her, exploiting his adoration and vulnerability for his deceased mother. She essentially was a tool created to help fulfill Mundus's revenge. I believe this would create a dilemma of identity within Trish. What, if anything, was unique about her at this point in the series? How much of Trish is the demon Mundus created? How much of Trish is the woman she was modeled after? How much of Trish is Trish? These are questions that I guarantee you Trish would have needed to address. You don't just casually move in with the man when you resemble his dead mother while having little to no understanding of who you are as a person. This is why her departure from Dante within the anime was a natural step for her to take. Sure, she claims that the reason for doing so was because she thought she would work better alone, but I'd say there had to be more to this decision. Independently exploring the world is a necessary part of identity formation for people in general. It's a process that usually begins during adolescence, where the former child is now physically and mentally able to handle more responsibilities, thus opening up opportunities to learn about the world outside of the safety of their household. You can see this identity exploration through adolescents spending more time outside of the house with friends, joining several clubs, trying new looks, etc. But the identity development process is a gradual one that can extend into adulthood, especially with the increased freedom that comes with being an adult. Trish didn't have any opportunities for exploring who she is until Dante and her sealed Mundus away. Now that she was rid of Mundus's control, she was free to grant herself that opportunity for exploration. But she couldn't do that around Dante. Dante is essentially a constant reminder that her image isn't her own. If she was going to come to terms with her identity, she needed to break away from Dante and discover things on her own. Plus, we know this whole scenario is pretty mind-fucking for Dante, who still keeps a picture of his mother in his office for what I can only assume are sentimental reasons. Trish's presence isn't something that he can easily adjust to. Time away from each other seems like the most appropriate step to take for their relationship. Dante has time to process the reappearance of his mother's image in his life, and Trish has time to discover and develop her own unique identity. And it is after she returns from her time away that we actually see more of Trish's personality. She's confident enough in her skills and strength to not just fight demons, but practically dance all around them. She's playful in her approach with others, not being afraid to tease and push a couple buttons here and there. Like when she playfully suggested Lady was jealous she wasn't the only hot woman devil hunter Dante partnered up with. Or how she teased Dante about feeling lonely since she's been gone. She's a little competitive, prolonging a misunderstanding between Lady and herself simply because Lady was actually putting up a good fight compared to the demons she's been hunting. Trish is also quick to turn any job she has into a race to see who can get to the demons first. She owns her feminine sexuality, not being afraid to dress suggestively and tease others around her with her body. Yeah, I get she was originally developed to be sexy for the primarily male audience the developers wanted to cater to, but women being powerful and owning their sexual expression is way more progressive than being helpless fan service. She's even a little protective of Dante, pushing him to take better care of himself and to maintain a diet other than just pizza. As a New Yorker, I'd have to respectfully disagree with this change in diet. Keep doing you, boo. Pizza is the essence of the universe. Trish has more of a recognizable personality than she ever did when she was first introduced, and I believe the only way she could have developed this is by giving herself some much needed alone time to explore herself. Now, I understand that what I'm saying is speculation, but I do believe it was worth saying because there is unused potential here for a really compelling story about Trish. It is this dilemma of her identity that fascinated me about the character, and I truly would have loved to have seen moments where Dante and Trish talk about what her presence means to him. From what we see, the two of them are completely comfortable around each other, and I love seeing the two of them be the badass demon hunting partners that they are. I just would have loved to see how the two of them grew to that level. Regardless, Trish really provides this series an interesting perspective that should be nurtured into becoming something memorable. But who knows? We didn't expect DMC5 to ever be a thing after this dumpster fire. And yet here it is! So maybe there's more to come in the future for the bewitching devil.